on.
Get on. You got him?
Yeah, we got him.
Top job. What is it?
He's going for a cruise over to the left-hand side is what he's doing.
Is he a big one?
I'm going to say he is, yeah. But he's swimming towards me is what I'm predicting.
Superb. Right.
Find out.
Method feeder. Look at this bow waving in.
Do you always catch him that quickly? There he is, look. A bit tangled up, actually.
Sure. Right. Method feeder. We're at the beautiful Hayton Lakes today. It's a fantastic venue. Full of F1s.
Beautiful F1s as well, Rob. Look at the state of him. He's an absolute cracker, he is.
There's a load of carp in here as well, isn't there? Just
Yeah, there
outside Retford. Beautiful place. So, what we're doing while we're chucking this method feeder out is we're going to talk about the intricacies of method feeder fishing, because we shot an underwater video a couple of years ago now that talked about method feeders, how to load them, what happened underwater with different loadings, and it helped our method feeder fishing massively.
Unbelievable.
And we both had some incredible results. Well, I'm saying in the months leave after that video, because we just learnt so much. So one of the most important things with your method feeder is forgetting all the kit. It's loading the feeder, because really you're setting a trap, and that trap has got to sit there ready for a fish to take the bait and to spring that trap. So Lee's going to show you now how to properly, in our opinion, load a method feeder, and we'll show you it breaking down as well, because we've got a tub of water.
So, for the most in-depth videos about fishing on the internet, you can become a member at www.anglingedge.co.uk. Sign up today, you get all the new videos and access to all the past videos as well. And you're in luck. You can go on YouTube, The Edge YouTube channel, and now if you love watching your content on YouTube, you can become a member on YouTube instead and watch all the videos from the past and going forward, the best fishing videos on the internet. We've got this short hook length on again, Rob, the 3-inch hook length.
Just tell people why 3-inch, Lee.
Well, when we watched the takes all the time, it seemed like that was the critical length. 2-inch too short, 4-inch works, definitely, 5-inch works, but it seemed like 3-inch was that critical length, particularly those F1s with the way they feed. I think that you get that hook up at the right time. Now, we've got a free movement bead in place, so however you want to do that, I've got something there that gives me free movement.
Yeah, you're fishing in line today, aren't you?
Yeah, completely in line, free running.
Does that make a difference to whether you'd have it free or whether you'd...
For me, it makes no difference, Rob. I need something here. Often you've seen in my elasticated feeder setup.
Show me that bead, please, because this is a new bead, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a new bead.
I do it with a little bit of a link off a swivel. But
this is a bead that fits in. It's not trapped in at all, because it's a lot smaller than the internal. But what it does do is it means that, look, the hook length can swing and move literally at its own will, but when a fish picks it up, if it picks it up like that, which is what happens underwater, it's a complete bolt effect before then it free runs up the line.
Right, so what's happening there is you can loop that hook length over that little hook.
Yeah, so effectively...
Instead of attaching it to a ring, and it doesn't create that pivot, does it, when you attach it to a ring? It sort of like locks it.
It locks it. So if you've got a thick line in particular, you get that effect where it wants to come out of your feeder, fold away, spring away. So that's why that free movement, or one of the many benefits of the free movement. Now, for the sake of the video, we've done what I think is the most basic. If I said to somebody, go and method feeder fish on a commercial, a tub of 6mm pellets for the hook and some micro pellets, and on the underwater, how good was that? 6mm pellets.
They look pellets, didn't they?
So just to give you an example of what I might do. So got my hook bait there. Now, when I'm loading the method, I'm always thinking about where I'm fishing.
Just a pointer on your, just before we get ahead of ourselves, because we're talking about lack of movement and the fact that we don't want that hook length to spring out of that method feeder pile. Are you a believer in using as light a line as possible on that hook length to keep it supple, or does it not bother you?
Yeah, I am. I am actually, and I've got. That's what I've done today. I've tried to put some really nice. I've got 014 on today. I don't want a really thick line, but you could actually see, Rob. Look, it's just literally swinging back and forth. There's no resistance there. There's just completely free movement, and I think I honestly think that's so important. And that, like you say, keeping the line nice and light, that's important as well. Now, for me, there is a time and a place for putting your pellet in first, right? Often I've had some great results where your pellet is the first thing off the bat, the rest of your bait is almost locked on the method and they eat the pellet. I think that works quite well in coloured water, Rob. So like whereby the pellet comes out and the fish are they're just grubbing around here and they'll just eat almost anything. I think when you feel like you're fishing with an identifiable bait, having it in the pile is always where that fish seems to home in on straight away. So for me, it's crucial that I almost put a lot of bait in the feeder first of all.
Okay,
all right?
so you're using a little mould,
yeah,
which is commonplace now, isn't it?
For me, a mould is absolutely crucial.
And what we found is when you're trying to, as we are today, sort of match the hatch, the fish they want those micros, don't they?
Yeah.
When you're trying to match the hatch, burying your hook bait actually in amongst the bait,
yes,
is the way to go, and that's what we're doing today. So just not being shy at all. You know, it all looks beautiful, and you've just mentioned when you're catching fast and the water's really coloured, that beautiful shot that we've all seen in the magazines and on Facebook of that little bright bait sitting just on top of the method ball. It looks absolutely fantastic, the cherry on the cake. But what you've got to remember is when that breaks down, it's on the top. It's going to spring away and it's going to be an independent bait pretty quickly. Whereas what we're doing now is we're trying to hide this 6mm pellet in amongst these micros for as long as possible.
Absolutely. So I do it so the hook is in the middle and the bait is slightly top side of middle. That's where I like to, that's how I like to roll. And then literally I overfill the mould and then press down with my hand. So I'm going to say we're like 1/3 of pellets and then 2/3 on top, Rob. Yeah, that's probably a good description. I'm not going to.
So you've actually not put your hook bait near the top. You've put it near the bottom, if anything.
No, it's near this end of the feeder, if you like.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the pile.
In the pile. It's, yes, sorry, it is. It's near the bottom of the bait. So then keep your line nice and slack. You don't want to have your line super tight because it pulls out of your mould. And give it a nice firm squeeze, and then pop it in. Now I've not overly squeezed it because I'm not casting out here, I'm dropping it in the edge, so it's not the same. Whenever we cast out to an island, what I always do is squeeze it nice and hard so I can be sure that the impact is basically that onto the bottom. Now, when your pellets go onto the bottom, they will obviously almost start breaking down like they are there now. And you can see all the individual pellets, and this is why we both love a method. We feel like it gives you more area don't we? We feel like it gives you like this little table of bait. I don't actually want that all compact because what I think happens, Rob, is that when you have it compact, we saw this on the underwater, a lot of the time your bait falls off the side away from the bait, doesn't it? So we're almost as broken down as that's going to get.
Yeah, we're just over 30 seconds in, and that is literally a pile of micros. And
that's the pellet there.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so what you've done there is you've created a pile of micros with your hook bait bang in the middle. And I'll tell you what, if a fish is coming in and having a big suck of micros, he's getting your hook bait.
Yes.
And also, if a fish comes in and maybe has a few sucks of micros and doesn't get your hook bait, you've still got your hook bait fishing near some micros, haven't you? You get a second bite of the cherry. But I think we've been fishing now for maybe like 20-30 seconds and the bites have been amazing today, so I think we've probably had a fish by now anyway. But there you go, and it's not sprung away from the ball.
No, it's just as the pellets are falling off, and look, there it is, it's there.
Yeah.
So a fish comes in, it can eat it in and amongst the pellets. If I would have put that pellet, if I can just pick it up without disturbing it too much, if I'd have put it at the bottom end, there's a risk that the line springs it off and it drifts off to the side. But look, even if it drifts off to this side, Rob, it's on the pellets. This is why I believe, and you're the same as me, that circle of pellets for your method is such a good way of fishing, and why we believe the way we're loading the method there is catching us more fish, because I'm saying method fishing presentation doesn't get any better than that.